got Dark Matter on cam tonight because we will be doing a little tribute to DPR Jones. For anyone that has not already heard, DPR Jones passed away in January. We're just now finding out this week. So very sad news.
Yeah.
Drew and I have both hung out with DPR on set, like, you know, separately. And he was just a really smart, funny, fun to be with. Like, unlike Dark Matter, this guy could, you know, drink like a fish and still be fucking sharp as a whip.
Yeah, and he was a funny and pleasant drunk too.
Yeah, he was just so fucking much fun to hang out with. And if you guys don't remember, like back in the day, he was on a shitload of our you know, the live shows I did for my channel before we really got the podcast going. And way back in the day, okay, so like the running joke was that he was a pedophile. The reason that was funny is because way back in the day, Venom Fang X, if you've never heard of that guy, good for you. But back in the day, he was a creationist on YouTube, and he basically got himself into a pickle. He filed a bunch of false DMCAs, and at this juncture in YouTube, it was like a very serious offense. And basically got an ultimatum to, like, you know, take a year off of YouTube or have legal action taken against him for filing false DMCAs. And he basically made a, like, I'm leaving YouTube instead of just, and he had to apologize. So he apologized on a video and then removed that video and then made a video basically saying he's tired of YouTube because it's full of pedophiles like DPR Jones. and so that was his excuse for leaving instead of the actual reason. And it was this whole twisted, like, drama filled thing. But the point being that, like, you know, we basically, you know, we got this douchebag, and it was, I have old videos, you can search them up, where I talk, you know, in defense of DPR Jones, or just, it's not even defense really. It's just like, look how ridiculous this shit is. And DPR, I got to watch that video that I made. It was already freaking 6 or 7 years old by the time he came and visited me. But he came and visited, he showed up, and he's like, I'm hungry, I want to go eat. And I'm like, okay, what are you in the mood for? He's like, I want to eat where you work, like the restaurant you work at. I was like, all right, fine. So I just got home from work, and we fucking went right back up to that shithole, and I made him order fish and chips. I think I sent you a picture, because that was always a joke with us. Fish and chips, right, chip, cheerio, and all that. Like, he was just a fucking ton. Yep, there he is with the fish and chips.
It's such a Last Supper pose that he's doing there.
And, you know, here's the thing. I ordered the fish and chips. I let him order whatever the hell he wanted. He wanted, like, shrimp and scallop, you know, grilled skewers or whatever it was. So that's his plate that you can kind of see there. I ordered the fish and chips simply so I could get this picture. Because
So you didn't try them?
No, I let him try them. I wasn't even hungry. Are you kidding me? This is like every day for me, this shit.
How did he think it compared to legit British fish and chips?
He said that the batter was different. We use like a tempura, and they do not use like a tempura style.
Did he like it better or worse?
He said it was good. I mean, our fish and chips is actually pretty decent. It's not fucking like Long John Silver's, you know, shit. Mm-hmm. It's actually like fresh cut pieces of fish. It's expensive. It's like fucking $16 or $17 for the fish and chips, but it's fresh fish that was like brought in either the day before or that day. That it's getting freshly battered, and it's like, you know, it's quality shit. You don't get a whole lot. Small portions and high prices, but hey, what are you gonna do? People fucking line up out the door for this shit. But yeah, that's DPR. And after this is fucking fun times. I couldn't just bring him like back to my place. I don't have like the extra room, and I wanted to be up and loud with this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be able to get drunk and like laugh and shit, and not not be worried about waking up the old lady or anything. So I actually fucking rented a cheap ass hotel. This sounds terrible. I wanted to get loud with this guy, so I fucking rented a cheap motel room. But I rented a cheap motel room. We went to the liquor store. We picked up a fucking like a big case of beer and a bottle of whiskey and like a 2-liter of fucking Coke, and we polished off the whole fucking bottle, most of the fucking beers, and we were up late as shit watching like those old Venom Fang X videos and laughing till we had like tears in our eyes. Drunk as shit. We finally fucking passed out. By the way, he lasted long. I freaking passed out. He outdrank me, drank me under the table, and I drank a lot. And then the next morning he's waking me up. He's like, dude, TJ, they're at the door trying to do room service. I think it's checkout time. And I was like, oh shit. So I jumped up and we fucking got our stuff, left, and we went and had like Florida country breakfast. You know what I mean? Like biscuits and gravy and all that shit. And then we like my girlfriend came with us. We went to first we were going to take him to go fire some fucking guns, and I actually know a lot of people with fucking guns, and I wanted him to be able to fire like an AR or something. None of my buddies were available, so I took him. I was going to take him to a range where you can just like rent out the guns or whatever. But it turned out to be like a real touristy thing, and they way overcharged for their fucking ammo and shit like that. And I was like, yeah, forget this. And we actually just watched a guy fire off like, I don't know, it was a few $100s worth of fucking 50 round. He had like a fucking 50 cal just going dum 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 dum, like, and DPR's like, that was good enough for me. And then so we took him to Gatorland instead.
Oh, you used to have a picture of that. You used to have a couple of pictures.
I don't know what happened to it. I searched for like an hour for.
It's like him like by the fountain or whatever.
Yeah, we're whipping our hair because it was hot as fuck. Florida summer, no freaking. There was like no shade, and it was hot. No wind. It's that still fucking wet heat, and he was struggling. Big old blotches and sweat, and I was like, oh, you poor British bastard. You're not used to this shit. Yeah. Anyway, I sent you a couple other images. We can get through those, and then we're gonna see classic.
These are classic, old school post Skeptic Fence show.
Yep.
Like the little after shows we get, like Rickenbacker and the dudes doing a lot of these. Yeah, he's. Yep. I'll say this much about DPR because I was really thinking about it today. All the times like we hung out with him on here was really cool. When I went to Dallas, I think it was a PastaCon, and we met like Penn and Teller and Arn and them were there. That was the same night that we met Vinnie Paul at the strip club. Well, DPR was there, and one of the things that's like was really cool about him. Like once I found him, we spent the entire time. All these events are going on in this big ass hotel that they're all staying in, and I just made up with him there, and the whole time he stays outside with like a crowd of people. It's almost like he had his own little like talk show out there. He didn't even know these people. But he would sit down, and it was like the coolest thing in the world is like, dude, he would talk to anybody about anything, anybody that came up, and he just all he wanted to do was like pick your brain. And he never wanted me to leave. Like every time I would just be like, well, I'm going to go in here. He's like, well, hurry back because I'm about to talk to this guy about this. And I'm like, oh God. So I just went over and I ended up just sitting down like on the concrete out there, and he was sitting in one of the chairs, smoking. And he's just like, all these people coming up, and there's people there from like fucking like Seattle. There's people from Austin. They're just from like all over the United States, and he's just picking everybody's brain, wants to know what everybody thinks about everything. And I just sit down with like a 12-pack, and I'm just like watching him do it. He was really cool with everybody, really nice, really generous. Would talk to anybody, would answer any questions, talk about whatever the fuck they wanted to talk about. Really cool.
Really, really good guy. Let's see. Flip through the. Let's see what's the next image here. Because anything that I sent you has got some kind of okay. This is.
No, I remember that.
This is back in the days of blog TV.
Yeah.
So you could have either the host and a co-host. I'm the host here, and I'm doing the thumb dick. If you've never seen the thumb dick, it's where I stick my thumb out of my fly. And as soon as I did that, this was DPR's immediate response. Fucking classic.
Connected.
Docked. Yeah, I made this.
I was looking for this because I was gonna make this the thumbnail.
Yeah, this is this is a design that I made and made a single T-shirt of, and sold or made it a prize or sold it for on a charity event to raise money for whatever charity it might have been. It might have been Doctors Without Borders. It's probably what it was because he ran that.
Yeah.
Let's not forget all the good that he did and the money he raised for Doctors Without Borders. It was a 24-hour event that while it ran, we were a part of. It was a lot of fun doing that stuff. Just a lot of fun. He was a really good guy. Did a lot of good. So and there for this tribute, everyone's raising their glass to DPR. So I dug out my London shot glass here from my collection, and we're all gonna raise our glass to DPR.
I'm drinking TJ beer.
Oof! I'm drinking Jägermeister.
Do I need to
DPR.
get a glass?
I mean, you can chug it out of the bottle. That's fine. I'm just doing it. Oh my goodness, that Jaeger's so potent. I'm gonna take more than one because these are little ones, but this one's for you, DPR. You know what? Let's do another.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun night.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at this fucking bottle. It's like 2 shots. One more for you, DPR. Let's make this a fun one.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
And just
damn.
like that, this podcast got very ranty.
Oh yeah. 2 shots of
Teach.
Jaeger will do that.
Teach doing 2 shots of Jaeger within the first 15 minutes. This is going to be a very interesting.
Yeah, it's for DPR. God damn it.
Yeah.
Good guy. Shit like that.
I always loved making DPR laugh because he wouldn't laugh at you unless it was legit funny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If he laughed, he meant it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very British.
God, I'm gonna miss that guy.
Yeah, me too.
He also, he ran the Magic Sandwich Show for a long, long time when it was like Concordance and Thunderfoot, shit like that. Yeah, he was a lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
or he was a very smart guy, and he'll be dearly missed.
Well, I guess that's a good enough spot to end the DPR tribute.
God, it's such a nightmare.
Yeah, it is.